He just started beating me, and he was beating me, and he was beating me.
This woman told Channel 9 she believes the man who nearly beat her to death is one of Charlotte's most notorious serial killers. In a Channel 9 investigation, police told us they think Henry Wallace may have had more victims. Well, new at 10, Alvonna Neal told us she is one of them. Tonight, she opened up to Eyewitness News reporter Trish Williford about that violent attack. Trish.
Well, Neal says for more than 20 years she attempted to block out what happened to her until she saw last week's Channel 9's special investigation about Henry Wallace. Neal says she knew then it was time for her to break her silence.
He told me that I was gonna die.
Alvonna Neal calls it a 22-year-old nightmare, the night she came face to face with a serial killer. In September of 1992, Neal, who was a 21-year-old stripper back then, had a party at her West Charlotte home. A family member brought Henry Louis Wallace. Neal says Wallace offered to drive her to the store to get more drinks.
He said, I heard you was a dancer. And I said, yeah. He said, well, you know you can make us some money.
Neal says she turned Wallace down, but that's when she says he got upset. Neal begged Wallace to take her back home. She says he agreed, but then drove down an extremely dark and desolate Billy Graham Parkway. Neal says Wallace ordered her out of his car and soon realized he got out too.
And I looked back, and as I looked back, he grabbed me and slung me over in this little bank, went over like some little bushes and stuff. He was beating me in my head, and he was saying, B, you finna die.
Neal says she fought, hollered, and screamed as Wallace was beating her. Then she says all of a sudden, she noticed bright lights.
I don't know who my guardian angel is, but someone called the police. And I just thank God. And he saved me.
Now, Neal says police scuffled with Wallace and then took him into custody. She never pressed charges. Neal says it wasn't for another 2 years she discovered the man who confessed to killing 10 young women came extremely close to killing her too. Reporting live from CMPD headquarters, Trish Williford, Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 10.